Welcome back to Indigo and Iron, the upholstery job that unlocked a history nobody taught us. When I started digging into the history of this chair, I hit a wall. The Formatron Corporation has been making salon and barber furniture in America since 1959. But somewhere along the way, the company was sold, and the records didn't survive that transition. Neither did the formal history of this specific chair. And honestly, that felt familiar. Kinda like what happened to the people who sat in chairs just like this one. The Black Barbershop has been a sacred institution in America since before the Civil War. Barbering was one of the few skilled trades available to enslaved and free black men alike, and they built something extraordinary with it. In Philadelphia, the city where this chair came from, African Americans owned and operated the majority of barbershops during the 18th and early 19th centuries. As black men moved out of bondage, they took the skills acquired during enslavement and turned them into a livelihood, into wealth, into power. Philadelphia's black barbers built and operated some of the most luxurious shops in the country, serving wealthy white clientele while quietly funding the abolitionist movement. Barber Joseph Cassey became the city's first agent for the Liberator, William Lloyd Garrison's abolitionist newspaper. The same hands that held the razor held the revolution. And men like Joshua Eddy on Chestnut Street became the wealthiest barbers of color in the city, building luxurious shops that were palaces of black excellence hiding in plain sight. Then the licensing laws came. Barber colleges refused admission to black men, so black barbershops were pushed into black neighborhoods, and something remarkable happened. Exclusion became sanctuary. The shop became the one place you could show up as your full self. Speak freely, be seen, and be restored. Cotton, by way of forced labor and oppression, traveled north to become denim. Sold back to the plantation owners, then worn by enslaved hands. Worn by the newly freed, still working the same fields under different chains. By sharecroppers and great migration workers stepping off trains in Philadelphia, looking for a fresh start. A fabric built for endurance that became the uniform for survival. Designer Tremaine Emory built his entire brand, Denim Tears, around this truth, that the cotton fields, denim, and the black body are one story. The records for this chair may no longer exist, but its story does, and I am honored to continue telling it. This is Indigo and Iron.